Drag Race news. And let's look into this latest story regarding Kitty Scott-Klaus. Almost stumbling over her name. She recently sat down for an interview with Attitude, and if anybody's been noticing, they've been showing off their new body. They lost a lot of weight. Because I remember I was like, I forget, what was I watching? I think it was like one of the All Stars, and Kitty was on there. She was doing something, and she was her big girl self. And then, oh, I know what it was. It was Global All Stars, right? She was on that hot mess, and she was her former big girl self. And then we started seeing these pictures of her slim down. And so now she's out here shutting down the rumors that it was Ozempic that helped her lose all that weight. Because that seems to be the go-to for everybody. Like, there's so many other weight loss situations that people use, but Ozempic is the go-to because I guess that name rolls off the tongue better. So now, in the past 18 months, the British drag diva has stopped drinking alcohol and committed to an intense training plan in an effort to lose weight. Toxicity amongst the drag race fandom, particularly while Scott-Klaus recently returned for so it was Global Stars. I was like, I know I seen it somewhere. Has led accusations that she's using the anti-diabetic drug Ozempic, which some people take to lose weight. Now the drag star has addressed the criticism and told Attitude magazine just how much hard work has been involved in her body transformation, saying that she has always been seen by peers as the big one, which led to her being typecast as the funny friend at drama school. Following her Drag Race UK appearance, a whirlwind life on tour meant living out of a suitcase with little consideration for health. She said meals were often whatever I could grab on the go, usually from service stations. She met personal trainer Monty Simmons in 2023 and began training sessions twice a week, plus a weekly solo gym session. She also stuck to a diet plan. For the first time, I saw results, and those results motivated me to keep going. This is what Scott-Klaus said. Over time, I lost nearly 50 kilograms, which would be 110 pounds. And she said, but the biggest gain was something that numbers couldn't measure. I felt more like myself than I had in years. Now, Comedy Queen then decided to quit drinking. The results were immediate. She said, I stopped dropping weight faster, felt better mentally, and was more focused. The real shock was that I didn't miss it. Well, sis, the more you decide not to use something, trust and believe, you won't miss it, because it's been a while since I've had a drink, and I have to say, like, I don't miss it at all. And yeah, this all makes sense. Like, people don't realize if you stop drinking, which is full of sugar, there's a lot of sugar and alcohol. It's not good for you, actually, also. And if you stick to a diet plan, and people need to realize it's not just about the working out. The working out, you can tone up, you look good, and all other stuff. You get to see all the little creases and crevices in your body, and the muscles starting to formulate and things of that nature. You get to see a collarbone, you see it up in here and her, like, working them shoulders. The workout part is the cute part. The real work goes into the diet. That's where the weight comes off. And I think a lot of people don't realize that, if you stick to a good diet plan, you eat the right things, and you have your 3 big meals a day, excuse me, and then you have your small little meals in between, because so they say some people, you should eat 6 times a day. You have your little meals within meals, which is like you get like a little bite of something, whatever, something little, like some nuts or whatever the case is. Not a lot of people have the ability to eat 6 times a day. So I get it. Now, this is where the fans came in, because the results began to show immediately, where they accuse her of being on Ozempic. Now, I wonder, how old is Kitty Scott-Klaus? Because if Kitty has some sort of a fast metabolism, then yeah, I can totally understand that it's coming off, and that her body just went relatively quickly where the weight just slipped off. So she has responded by revealing the following. She said, while I made it clear that I haven't used Ozempic or taken shortcuts, it's tough not to feel like my hard work is being diminished. Every early morning run, every weight lifted, every careful meal, none of it came easily. But I try to focus on the positives. I get so many messages from people telling me I've inspired them to start their own fitness journey, and that's what makes this all worth it. Even now, I've had days I look in the mirror and don't recognize the person looking back. before admitting that despite being thrilled by the results, she still experiences body dysmorphia. And that's another thing people need to realize too, is that, yeah, body dysmorphia exists in a lot of people. I have a friend who is in the sports medicine industry and is all about physical therapy and working out and fitness and stuff. And he talks about we've had conversations about his body dysmorphia, and a lot of people deal with that. So body dysmorphia is real. Even when you work out and your body is snatched for the gods, a lot of times in your mind, you still look like Mama June and Honey Boo Boo combined. Like, that's what some people see in their head. Like, you a big old butterball. And that's just something that you just got to work on your mental. And maybe therapy can help you out with that or whatever. But for the most part, like, we shouldn't discount people actually hitting the gym and working out. It's the same thing with Cheryl Lee Ralph. She just recently came out and said something similar, where she was just like, she got on a diet plan because she said there was, like, when she was on set doing Abbott Elementary, all these cameras was around, and she caught a glimpse of her butt, and she was like, "Oh hell no!" and decided to go work out. And while it's easy to get into the Ozempic, she was just like, it just wasn't for her. So she hit the gym, and she changed up the way she was eating and stuff, and the pounds came off, and she got herself together. So everything ain't always while there's a lot of people that will do the shortcut. And I always look at, like, if you need to use Ozempic, a Manjaro, and those sort of things, if you need something to help kickstart the situation, I'm like, I'll use it. But then I'm gonna maintain it. I'm gonna get me a trainer. I'm gonna just have them, let's stick to a diet plan, and I just eat these certain things a day. And we just stick to that. And I'm putting all this money into me having the best body that I can, because if drag is, or if your profession is performing and that sort of thing, your body is your instrument. So you don't want to be walking around with all this extra weight on you, and then your head's in the clouds, you get migraines, you're not feeling well and stuff. The diet and the exercise keeps you on the straight and narrow. So shout out to you, Kitty Scott-Klaus, and let's big up people who actually put in the work and work hard to get results, rather than always trying to assume that people are taking shortcuts to get their body snatched. So I say all this to say, whatever your thoughts regarding this story, let me know in the comments down below.